All right, what up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Living the Dream podcast. Today on the show, we have John Weberg, who is a business growth consultant specializing in marketing and sales. John, how you doing?
Doing fantastic. How are you, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. And we like to jump right in. So if you could start with telling us a little bit more about yourself and what you like to do for fun, that'd be great.
Oh, all right. So I'm a second generation digital marketer. I mainly consulting for businesses, and as well, I do some agency-like services on occasion if it's requested. Others mainly consulting, help businesses optimize for profit, not like consulting for a startup business. So optimization, conversion optimization, improving their follow-up, improving their sales process, advertising, all that good stuff. And then one thing I like to do that I do way too much of is gaming. I game. I just got this beautiful rig, that beautiful rig. So yeah, gaming is my crutch.
I got you. What games do you play?
I play a lot of League of Legends. I go back to Skyrim every time they release a 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th edition. Follow 4. But the boys just download Warzone for the 10th time. You name it.
I got you. I love how you said the boys. I just love it. That's awesome. Cool, man. It's so refreshing to hear somebody who has like usually we got a lot of business people, successful people on, and they have like really like their hobbies are like not fun all the time, if that makes sense. Like it'll be like a
self-improvement almost. They're like working out. Well, right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Self-improvement isn't a hobby.
Yeah. It's like very necessary things to do, but also it's like, you know, your guilty pleasure type of thing. I love it. Cool. So second generation digital.
Yeah. Guilty pleasure versus like.
Exactly. Second generation digital marketer. Tell me a little bit why you put second generation behind there and what that kind of means.
For sure. So my dad, when I was really young, around 13, 14 years old, he had 2 offline businesses. They went bankrupt. And because of that, he had to go online for business. And me watching that, I got into it. He kind of indoctrinated me into the business. And then from 13, 14 years old, I started actually I had a blog. I was getting subscribers. I was practicing. I wasn't making money, but I was doing kind of the business stuff. And then that's all I've done my entire life. I'm 24 now. All I've done is digital marketing, sales, business, advertising, all that good stuff. That's it. Nothing else.
Dude,
so technically I'm second generation. Thank you.
There we go. Well, awesome. How about we jump a little bit more into your motivation? What gets you up and keeps you going every day?
Number one is I actually truly, genuinely enjoy working with people. Like nothing else, nothing more. Making people smile, making people laugh. Like in my friend group, the boys, if I have to like mess with myself or do something that's ridiculous and get them to laugh, that's cool with me. I don't care if I look bad as long as I make them happy. I'm very like to have fun. I want to enjoy what I'm doing, and people make the meeting to life, whether it's friends, family, my girlfriend, just talking with you, other podcast owners. It's good to talk with people, and good connections make things happen, and it's just enjoyable to be around them. And I'm totally a people person.
There we go. I love it. So would you say you're an extrovert? Like you get your energy from being around people?
1,000%. Not nonstop extrovert. I mean, you of course have your moments like you just want your own time. But other than my own time, I want to be working or talking or doing something with someone. I'm just people drive because it's like a feeling and vibe you get along with, especially with the boys. When you're with the boys, this always is a good time. It's just good stuff.
I gotcha. Cool, man. Well, now we're going to jump into your dreams and goals. Tell us about your vision for the rest of your life and your company.
Big question. I like it. Number one, main big vision is I'm creating now an exit company because I have a business I already had running. I have a couple right now, and I had it running, and I was good with it. I liked it. I enjoyed it, but I realized it wasn't really capable of growing to like 8 or 9 figures because based upon how the price points are of a business, the volume of customers you can actually reach, and a few different factors, it's hard to actually get to that scale. That scale is ridiculous. So I'm like, well, how can I redesign it to make it match that? So I have about 500 hours of content to record for creating what is going to be what I call the all-in-one business education platform. So any business that is looking to train their HR team, their sales team, their advertising team, their marketing team, their SEO team, any of those things, any business skill, technique, strategy, name it, will all be taught. All of the best absolute hack strategies, methods, how-to guides, templates, you name it, will all be in it. So it's a big goal. It will be able to be charging per client a hefty price.
Yep.
But I'm very excited for it. It's just putting it all together is going to be one crazy journey. That's the main goal right now. Yeah.
And so when you say an exit company, is that a company that helps other people exit, or a company you're building with the intent to exit?
The intent I am to have to exit, but always, I've thought of this and I've talked to many more people as I start to realize, though, I don't know if I'll ever truly exit from business because it's so enjoyable and I'm always working with people. So I don't know if like if the money's good enough, I think I'll exit, but I feel like I'm still I'll come back with something, but I guess we'll see when we get there.
I got you. Okay. So creating an exit company, which is basically like an all-inclusive education for businesses looking to scale, train their teams, etc.
Yep. Yeah.
Any other dreams or goals that you want to chat about?
I was super fit like a year and a half ago. I met my girlfriend, and she only eats carbs, and I was on the carnivore diet. I'm still in decent shape, but I'm not in the same shape. So getting back, I probably go, if I work out for a month straight, eat a little bit cleaner, I'll be right back. So got to do that, like actually get on that. That for sure. I want to write another book. I got 2 books I've self-published. I got to write a third just because I like getting my thoughts out, and I just like to write out what I'm thinking through and the ideas in my head. I think those are the main ones. Just have a good family and produce lots of kids and enjoy life.
There we go. Mm-hmm. So we got create an exit company, becomes super fit again, and write another book.
Yeah, that's pretty much the main goals at the moment. I'm getting there, moving along.
Okay. I feel you. And if there were 1 or 2 people that you could meet right now, and this could be a specific person or a type of person, and they'd really help you take the next step towards creating that exit company and writing that book, or holding you accountable to being fit, who would they be and how would they do it? I
would be really helpful to have someone who has an email list or a large list of clients who are agencies, because agencies, if I can consult for them and or use this education platform I'm building, if I can meet with a lot of agencies, I have a huge list of agencies to work with. Instead of, I can of course run my own advertising, but if there was someone who could make the matchup, who has a customer base of agencies, that would be insane for easily generating a lot of profit and growing the business exceptionally much more comfortably and a lot faster. That would be the main number one thing that I'm kind of looking for. It could be an affiliate marketer, anyone, maybe someone who served agencies in the past, a consultant agency that serves agencies. Agencies are for me, the easiest, fastest way I can work with them to get them instant profits. Of course, to get them as customers as well and generate profit from my own business.
Yeah, absolutely. So is there a specific type of agency you're looking to work for? Because like I still have a 9-to-5 job, and we call ourselves an agency, and we're like an event agency. There are marketing agencies. There are sales.
Oh, okay, cool. Preferably high ticket. So preferably high ticket agencies. It could be event. It could be marketing, sales agencies, ad agencies. It could be really anything high ticket. Because higher ticket, there's a few things you can do in sales. There's a few things you can do with offers and customer retention as well. That's kind of separate from the sales part, but customer retention as well. Those 3 things, optimize those 3 things, you can scale an agency really, really a lot faster and much more profitably.
I feel that. And so this ideal partner would be somebody with a large list of agencies that they're already servicing.
And they can already be servicing. They cannot be servicing. Just have this list of agencies available. Anything like that has a group of them, a good few hundred to maybe even a few thousand. it's okay. A few hundred I can start off with, but it's a few hundred to a few thousand. And that would be a much quicker win to get out the gate instead of running ads, doing organic yourself. If you can have that at your disposal and then launch all your marketing campaigns and stuff to them, yeah, that'd be much, much more easy out the gate to scale the business.
Would you only want one partner with a list of agencies, or would you be open to having 10 partners, 20 partners that all have lists?
Probably between 5 and 20, not too many beyond, because then you have too many interactions that I have to manage between each of those people, not just the person I'm working with, but then all their agencies and contacts. So between 5 and 5, 10, 5, 15, 20, that's going to be 20's maximum. And yeah, preferably high tickets going to be best. And recurring is also customer retention by like 2 or 3 times. The profit margin businesses see just multiplies, and it's gravy money, and it's easy to do if you know the right stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love it. Well, just curious, do you know who Alex Hormozy is?
Yes, I do. I do know Alex Hormozy, and I know he worked with, I don't know if he worked with agencies specifically, but he might have worked with gym agencies.
Yeah,
So
he worked with gyms.
Yeah, that I thought of as a possibility. Gym agencies, though, they are more B2C. They're not as high. I guess they are high ticket if they do long-term contracts. So they're not necessarily the exact high ticket I'm looking for, but it would be possible. That would be a good. By the way, if you got a connection, I would like that connection.
Oh, I will have a connection to Alex Hormozy soon. One day I will be having a connection.
Good.
What I was gonna say though is I was watching one of his videos on YouTube, and he talked about, he has like this 1.5 hour long video about basically the 6 ways to really make a killer offer and increase sales like disproportionately, and how he kind of scaled to $100 million.
The book and the offer thing it's crazy good.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And one of the things was, he was like, you can literally, like, if you're having like problems with like client acquisition or anything like that, you can run ads to generate affiliates. So I don't know if you thought about running ads to generate these people who would have the lists of the agency affiliates.
True. That would be a very good idea.
Yeah, I was
not too shabby.
I feel like you wouldn't have to pay much on Facebook or Instagram to get 20, as opposed to like a list of 5,000,
That's true, because it's how ads work and why the offer works so good, because only people who are having those lists would want to click on the ads, which would only cost you so much money because only so many people have lists of agencies as clients.
Exactly. So
I like that. Thank you very much.
Of course, you have to let me know how it goes when you do it. Awesome.
Oh, I will. I'm getting closer.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Well, what's the most important 1 or 2 things that everyday people can do? We're talking Sally at the grocery store, to help you accomplish your highest priority dreams and goals.
To accomplish my goals?
Yes.
Or their own goals? You. What they can do is to watch my YouTube channel. That would be the number one thing, because it'll also simultaneously help them with their own life, their own financials, their own journey as well. I make a lot of content just straight up about financials, of managing your money. I came from a really broke background. Our cars were taken away. We lived in someone else's basement. So I get being broke. That's no fun. I never am going back to that, which is fantastic. So financials is big. I teach a lot about business. Optimization of businesses is huge. And yeah, that would help me and also help other people too, I think, a lot.
There we go. I'll have to check out your YouTube channel. I see you have your ClickFunnels thing in the background. Is that ClickFunnels?
Oh, it's not ClickFunnels, but it is from the guy who gave Russell Brunson a big start of his.
I got
Can I give you a quick story?
Go for it.
Okay, so Joel Terrian has a company called GVO, Pure Leverage Now Lifestyle. Right now, I'm his #1 affiliate. And Joel, back when he launched GVO Pure Leverage, had a contest. And back when Russell was in Idaho and had those potatoes, he was selling those potato guns he was selling, and was an affiliate marketer. There was a contest Joel had where he gave away a Ferrari. And this was a huge affiliate contest. Russell and I believe it was, I forgot the name of the main number one guy too, who's competing with him. They were generating probably millions of dollars. They were generating hundreds of customers per day for this contest. Hundreds, which is volume like none other. So because they were doing this, Russell ended up winning. And because in the affiliate world, when you win an affiliate contest like that size, your name goes everywhere. Everyone knows Russell Brunson's name now. And that's a part of how Russell got his knowings, because he exploded on the scene with that, which he obviously had skills. He had skills to generate those sales in the first place, no doubt. But that helped him grow, of course. And this is from the guy who gave him that Ferrari, who I'm really good friends with.
Well, there we go. That's so cool. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, awesome, man. Let's go ahead and jump into our Thriving 3 now. Our first question is, what is your favorite book, movie, or podcast? Pick one.
Ooh. Oh, that's such a hard choice, dude. That's such a hard choice. My favorite book, movie, or podcast, and I can choose one, it would be Awaken the Giant Within, or any other Tony Robbins book. To me, Tony Robbins and what he teaches on self-development and how to control and manage your thoughts and emotions, the number one skill other than communication and how you control your thoughts and communication within yourself, there's nothing more important. So again, self-control of your thoughts dictates, basically what he teaches in the book is how you think determines your emotions, and your emotions dictate your actions, therefore dictating then your results. So if you're thinking and focusing on the right things, you will feel the emotions and take the action to produce the results you need in your life. So that book, Awaken the Giant Within, and the other one, which I unfortunately cannot remember, I wish I could. Any book though by Tony Robbins is a blessing by God. Very good stuff.
I love it. You know, I haven't even read Awaken the Giant Within. I should go back and read it. But
you should.
I love Tony Robbins because he's on that. He's the first person who told me that I was not my thoughts. Like, I didn't have to identify with a thought that came into my head. And before he told me that, I really thought I did. Like, really. So
I try to convince everyone of this who I know in my family or friends. There's people I meet who are just really reactionary. Like, my girlfriend is unfortunately pretty reactionary. She's wonderful. She's amazing. But she's instant like that. And I've been like, babe, you do realize you can stop, control your thought. You can change it. You can change the frequency of it, your passion for it. You can change how you think about that thought. There's so many different things you can do. And she's slowly getting better, but I'm not quite Tony Robbins. So it's hard to teach her it exactly. But yeah, it's such a powerful thing to not be always reacting. You can actually sit, think, ponder, and think about how you think, which is a whole nother,
Absolutely. Y'all should go to a Tony Robbins event together.
Oh, I need to go right ASAP. They are very pricey from what I've heard, but that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, no, I want to go to one ASAP. He's probably him, Eminem. Eminem's my fave. Not new Eminem. Old Eminem. I'll get it right.
I got you.
And I'm really, really liking. Tyler's good, and someone else, not Joey Badass. I'm trying to think who just dropped an album that was really good. West Side Boogie's also really good. I like West Side Boogie. A couple rap. I love hip hop. Let me tell the screen quick. I got Juice Finals right there, just chilling.
There we go.
But those are two people I gotta see.
I love it. And what's one way you like to take care of yourself?
I'm not extremely religious. I don't ever want to be like preachy, but I don't know if it's even considered like religious, but every night before I go to bed, I thank God, or I thank the universe, or I thank whoever, or nothing, I don't know. But I thank life for existing. I thank life for having the money I do, for having the health I do, for having the family I do, for having the friends I do. I'm just thankful for everything, because always life could be so much worse because there are so many people throughout life that have it so much worse than we think we have it so much. I got to be appreciative every single day of as much stuff as I can because life is, if I'm breathing and I can eat food and listen to music, life's good. Life's good.
Yeah, I love it. And what is one action step you can take right now or continue to take if you're already doing it to partner with that person that has a large list of agencies?
Launch those ads, launch those affiliate ads. 2, launch my own ads and just get to it. And as well, in order to be able to even do that, I need to finish recording all this content, get to it immediately because once that's recorded, I also think and believe that the offer and value itself will be something that no one else can offer. Like there's Udemy for learning stuff online, but Udemy is this is Udemy. This is what I'm creating. Like I'm creating something very, very in depth, very rehearsed. It'll sell for between, depending on the size of the business, between like 25,000 to potentially a few $100,000 to, if it's a large enough company, a few $1 million per customer. So it's got to be done right, and if it is, I think it'll be amazing.
There we go. I love it. I love it. I love it. And we're gonna jump to our final series of questions now.
Let's go.
And they're gonna require a bit of pretext, so stick with me. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. A lot of people have come on the podcast and they've said that the catalyst that helps people change from having a fixed mindset, not willing to accept help and not willing to accept change, to having a growth mindset, being willing to accept help and being willing to accept change is a personal choice that happens after either extreme inspiration or extreme desperation. Do you agree, disagree, have anything to add or subtract?
I think that it's almost like nurture versus, I think it's mostly right, but not entirely. I do think on rare occasions, like for example, my own situation personally, I did not have to go through something extreme. I watched though as other people went through kind of extreme events, but not me personally. So I think one, it depends, and it depends on who and what the influence is. So I was very fortunate in my life. I had really attentive parents. My parents, my dad, my mom, very attentive. Instill a lot of self-development. Like you are your own person. You are responsible for yourself and your actions and results you produce in your life. Go out there and experience the world and create for yourself. So I think that's had a huge impact. I think nurture is a lot of it. Big events are impactful, and that's usually. It's so hard because it depends on the person. Because here's the thing: some people have bad things happen to them over and over and over again, and they don't change a thing. They don't change nothing. They keep revolving in the door, and they, oh, pity me, pity me, pity me. So I think the change only happens regardless if it's an extreme event, small event, or you name it. It only happens if the person realizes they are mostly responsible for most of what they have happened in their lives, and that they have the ability to change their actions to cause different results. Because if they don't realize either one of those things, I don't think they're going to either take the action or know to take the action or even think about it differently.
I love it. I love it. And really, man, you just answered my next question. It shows that we're on a similar thought wave. We're going to be given the same amount of extreme inspiration or desperation. Why do you think some people make the choice to change and others don't? And it's because they got to realize that basically they have to realize extreme ownership and that they have the ability to actually change, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because otherwise they'll go, well, yeah, it's my fault. Well, there's nothing I can do about it. They got to realize there's something I can do about it. And that's why I believe I've fortunately been pretty decently successful in life, because I'm always, whether it's relationships, my family, my friends, with them, my relationship with them, with a girlfriend or business, you name it, I'm always the issue. How can I become, not in a bad way. See, there's also people who think they're the issue so much that they become so down on themselves. You have to realize you're the issue, but you can change. You should change. You have to. You have to become better. So always becoming and being your best self is the best course of action throughout all of life. That's probably the one thing I would tell anyone. If I could give one single piece of advice, it'd be always be the best version of yourself. Because if you do that, most of the chips in life will fall gracefully. Not all of them, but some of them.
I love it. I love it. There we go. And some people need a smaller amount of desperation or inspiration to change, and others need
Right.
a larger, more consistent amount. What do you
Yes.
think establishes that threshold? And can it be influenced?
The threshold
Of how much inspiration or
is
desperation?
usually right. It's usually through pain, how much pain they're willing to take. And then also if they are aware. So a lot of people, they'll, like I said, they'll go through the pain over and over and over again. No matter how painful, they'll go over and over and over again. But some people aren't even aware that they have the possibility to do something to change any area of their life. They just, whatever they're told, the sheep follows. The sheep, whatever they're told, bah, bah, I'm going to keep going, even though the wolf's right there. So I think it's definitely, it's the threshold. Some people have lower thresholds based upon what they were previously in their life experienced to. I think that's what a large part of it is. However you grow up in life, that dictates kind of your threshold. So a lot of people, again, I don't know what dictates that even, but maybe they have a lot of extreme things happen in their life. And because of that, they have a really short threshold. They're very reactionary, like my girlfriend. So for her, it's going to be both for her. She reacts really extremely, but she also can calm down really quickly as well. So her thresholds both ways are minute.
Yep.
Which isn't bad. At least you can calm down good. And for other people, again, it's so, human psychology is such a strange, weird, malleable thing. So I do think it can be influenced as well. I think mainly is influenced, excuse me, by parents, siblings, and if the person is into any form of self-development, which is honestly very few people. And not like self-development, like the preppy. There's a very preppy, false form of self-development out there that I cannot stand. There's also a real, genuine, actual self-development that is much better, where people truly focus. If I improve myself, the rest of the world will improve because of it. I don't have to share that with everyone. I can just do it and it'll just happen.
Yeah.
So it can be influenced mostly by those closest to you. Some people are influenced by celebrities, but I think people got to find better influences. Or very few celebrities are halfway decent. Jordan Peterson, for example, love Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson is just along with Tony Robbins, Jordan Peterson, probably two of the best people possible, I believe people could follow.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh,
and old Eminem.
Les Brown. Love Les Brown.
Oh, yes.
So what?
I said, and old Eminem.
Yeah, and old Eminem, not new Eminem. New Eminem. His last couple albums were not, his flow was not as good, and some of his lyrics surprisingly were bad. So old Eminem.
There we go. I really like Les Brown too. I haven't heard a bunch of his stuff. It's harder to find than some of Tony Robbins and like E.T.
It's
and all that.
hard. It's so hard to find. Have you listened to the "You Gotta Be Hungry" that speech?
I've really only listened to like clips of him that pop up on social media.
You gotta, if anyone ever wants to feel like literally so like I can actually do something, like I hate to say the word powerful. It's so cringy and whatever, but
Yeah.
like powerful and like let's go. Les Brown, "I Gotta Be Hungry" speech is very good. Very, very good. I think watching stuff like that too. Like when I first got started in business, that's all my dad had me watch, and he'd watch as well. Is I'd watch Les Brown and Tony Robbins. I can recite, if it's up, I can almost say every single part of Les Brown's, Tony Robbins' speeches, because there's the thinking is so ingrained in my head. I'm thinking like that because I realized that type of thinking is great. That type of thinking is not the same that I'm seeing through all these other influences in my life that are not doing good. I come from a very small town, and a lot of the people in my network or my networks were not either the best people, or they had a lot of problems, or you name it. So I saw what was great happening with these people and just the energy with them. It's like, this is such a better way to think, to operate. And it's worked out so far. My teachers didn't think so, but shout out teachers, make more money than y'all.
Yeah. Let's not talk about the school system.
Yeah, I could talk about the school system for a long time. Anytime.
Yeah. Well, awesome. We got one last question for you, John. So in the book Atomic Habits, James Clear talks about, oh, I messed up. Before I ask you this question, I want you to keep this person in your mind. Somebody who has a fixed mindset, not willing to accept help, not willing to accept change. So in Atomic Habits, James Clear talks about the 4 laws of changing your behavior. And the laws are: make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. With that context in mind, and the avatar I just kind of told you to keep in your head, how can we, you and I, create an environment that makes it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying for that avatar to make the choice that will change their life?
I think you need compelling, emotional, and passionate messaging. Because that's why, for example, why Jordan Peterson became so huge is one, because he speaks so intelligently, but also two, because he's so passionate in his speech that it draws people in, that it makes people listen, that they stop and they actually think about what they're doing. And I've been good at helping people through things in my life because I also believe I'm very passionate when I speak. I'm very enthusiastic. And I think just in general, we need more people preaching, putting content out into YouTube. Social media is a good thing. It's also a bad thing. It can be an amazing thing. So think about the amount of people who've been influenced by Les Brown or by Tony Robbins. It's hundreds of millions of people, maybe even slightly, if they were slightly making better decisions in their lives, it makes the world a little bit of a better place. If we have more people like that spouting great things you can do to be a better person, to even just to think, the idea just to think for yourself, just that one alone idea would change everything. So I'm a huge proponent of passionate, energetic volume of content being spread to the masses, which is why I try to upload everywhere I can as much as I can, because the more we can replace all of the drama, all of the bull, all of the confusing bad messaging about all of the crazy things throughout the world, the more we can replace that with actually actionable good stuff that's funny, entertaining, educating, you name it, the more the world will be a much, much better place. And the chance that that person will actually think life can be a little bit different, maybe. Just maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Compelling, emotional, and passionate messaging.
Yeah. It's
well, cool.
The best stuff.
John, is there anything else you want to chat about before we sign off?
The only thing I like to chat about is after this, we got to chat because you were absolutely fantastic. And I like this because it's not like every other podcast. You actually ask really good, deep questions and the way you react. Fantastic. And the only other thing I like to chat about is who is your favorite influencer?
My favorite influencer and why?
Not like influence in terms of like Kim K or whatever. I mean, like true, like Tony Robbins, stuff like that. Who has influenced you the most and why? Yeah.
The person who has influenced me the most. You know, this is really funny, but I would have to say it's either Napoleon Hill or Norman Vincent Peale. Because The Power of Positive Thinking, that book, it has like, so I follow Jesus, love Jesus, and it like takes success and like attaches it to scripture. And I think for the longest time in a lot of Christian culture, success and abundance is not attached to scripture.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people in especially Christian culture nowadays will like say, you know, money's bad, like making a lot of money is not a good thing, or like, and they live in fear. They'll have dreams and goals and they won't go do it, and they like justify it because money's bad or whatever. And that's just the opposite of how I want to live my life. And Norman Vincent Peale kind of gave me space to do that. And then Napoleon Hill is just
right. That's very good. And yeah, no, it truly does. And that's what the messaging kind of I've heard too. And I had a girlfriend, one of my ex-girlfriends, the father was like, well, why do you want to become rich? Do you know that I believe the proverb we're saying is that it's easier to put a camel through a needle than it is to put a rich man into heaven? Something like that.
Yep.
And I responded with, well, can't I, if I become wealthy by giving products and services that serve and give and help people, can't I also give the earnings to my family, my community, to my friends, to the world?
Exactly.
Another just fact and thing to look out for anyone who's religious, who thinks that money and or wealth is all bad, because some of it is bad, some of it is greed. Greed is not good. Is take a look at capitalism. This is a fact. I may get a little bit wrong, but it's pretty close. Capitalism in the past, I believe it's 15 or 20 years, has halved poverty in and the entire 8 billion people in the world, half of them have been taken out of the lowest part of poverty.
Yep.
Is that not because of capitalism? Like, they can clearly identify capitalism. Is that not beyond proof enough that capitalism, using wealth to improve your own life and others' lives, is not one of the best things ever?
Literally one of the best things. It's like, I love it. I love it. And
it's right next to it's right next to oxygen.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, awesome, John. Thank you so much for coming on the show, man.
Thank you as well. I appreciate you very, very much. This was probably my favorite podcast, honestly.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate
Absolutely.
that a lot.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, if you guys are listening to this and you loved what John had to say, make sure to hit him up. What's the best way to reach you, John?
JohnWeberg.com, or go on YouTube, look up John Weberg, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and watch my stuff. All I talk about on here is kind of all I talk about on my YouTube channel. I just deliver, and give, and whatever comes of it, whatever comes of it.
There we go. Go hit him up on the website. Go follow his YouTube channel. All those links will be in the show notes. As we always ask, shoot this podcast over to 1 to 3 people you know need to hear this message. Go ahead and give us a 5-star review on iTunes, and we're out.